because I never really so you pay attention to what's being said and what's not being said. But there was some trauma there. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
And then, you know, my mom, she moved to Houston, and I stayed with my grandmother, and my mom's intentions wasn't to, you know, just to throw me away or nothing like that. But it was a better situation. I know now, but at the time, I felt like I was abandoned.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So I felt like an orphan, so I've been through that stage too. So, you know, because you're a kid, you don't know how to process this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even though I love my grandmother, I wanted to be with my mom. So then I started rebelling and all this stuff right here, bro, is trauma. Yeah. It's trauma. It's going outside. And a lot of these kids, there's a revolution going on inside of them, and we don't even know. Because we come home fussing. We ain't asking about their grades. That's all we care about, the obvious. But what about that stuff they ain't saying? What about that stuff they ain't talking about?
If you have a wound that doesn't get the proper treatment, that wound gets infected. That wound gets into the bloodstream. It starts messing up everything else. And now you just had a scar. You just had a wound. You just had a cut. Now you got an infection. And now the infection may cause you to do an amputation. Now you're missing a limb. Right. Because, and all you had to do was get the treatment when you first recognize that I have a cut, that I have an issue, there's something going on. We have to be more proactive in our approach to things instead of reactive. We have to understand why some of these things are happening. See, we see the what, right? But we very rarely sit back and have a conversation with the why, because our emotions from the what that we see keeps us from even caring about asking for the why, right? Because what if this person has this issue, has abused us, has stolen from us, has done us wrong, has disrespected us? So we don't really care, right? Because humanly, I don't care what that something going through. They ought to know better, right? So we don't even care about what they're going through and dealing with because what they've done to us. So isn't that selfish, right? Because we don't even get to the meaning, man. We don't get to the root of it all. And so again, though, man, once we start doing those things, we'll start getting the proper results. We'll start getting the results that we want to get if we just take the time to see that person and sit down. How would this be, man? How great would this be? If we can just sit down and see somebody that's going through something. Hey, I see you. What do you mean? I see you. I see you.
Right on.
You know, I see you, man. You know, I mean, I think if we get to more of that, though, man, I think we'll start getting the results that we want, though, man. Because again, hurt people, right? So we just got to figure again what keeps them hurt and what keeps them going. And so, man, you know, we have always, man, had some great shows. We've always had some great dialogue, man. I mean, the comments on these shows have been absolutely excellent. And, you know, we can do this thing all night. But I know we don't want to forget about our solutions because we've been talking about the mental health issues and things of that nature. So I definitely want to say, man, what kind of solutions, man, can we really come with that's practical that everybody that's listening to the show can really take with them and implement to people that are in their lives that they may think are going through or may have an idea that they're going through. But just what are some solutions, man, you guys think, man, that we can really just help the people come with? Because, again, this mental health thing is really, really a big deal, and it's really a sensitive issue, and it's something that we really don't talk about enough. But here on Straight From the Streets, this is what we do because, again, we take it from the ground level. We take it from the base level, from the street level, and then we go up from there, right? And I think that's how it goes, man. I mean, that's a good thing. Okay, Mr. Vincent Booker, kind of solutions you think you have for this particular mental health?
I want to say this, man. You know, when we was young, all of us was taught, you know, eat everything on your plate, right? And the reason I'm saying this, man, because I'm gonna say something else. The reason they tell us to eat everything, don't get no more than what you're going to eat, right? Because if you throw it away, you might be throwing away your blessing. I say that to say this, man. I'm the youngest out of 14. And I'm 46 years old, and I can actually say, you know, I felt in my life I was indirectly neglected because, you know, I have nieces and nephews my age, right? So my mama was paying attention to, you know, the grandkids and making sure the older ones was situated. I just kind of withered on up by myself. You know what I mean? And I said that to say that plan your life, because don't put no more on your plate than what you know you can deal with. You know, it'll eliminate a lot of those issues because sometimes, like I said, with parenting, we do neglect some things indirectly. We don't be paying attention to it. You know what I mean? That's why I call it indirect negligence. You know, indirect neglect because they ain't doing it intentionally. It's not intentional. I don't think no parent would just really want to neglect they child, but we can do it when we got too much on our plates. Just do what you know that you can do and what you can afford, and stick with it. And if you progress and you prosper in life and you want to add something else into your life like that, be sure, just know that you can manage it. Because if you can't manage it, it's going to be out of control, man. It's going to be out of control. And that's for everybody. You know what I mean? So that's going to lead to y'all sisters and brothers, man, on the weekends when y'all turn up at the clubs and just want to go out and wild out. Just know that you can come back with a baby. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not prepared for it, you're gonna be adding to this cycle, this vicious cycle that we already in. And we have to be mindful of that. We have to be very mindful of it. Take no more than what you can utilize.
Yep, you're right, man. You're right about that, man. Hey, man, Brandon, check us out, man. Christy Bishop said she's starting a nonprofit, my man, because of everything that's going on. She said she's going to start a nonprofit for young girls to show them that they are destined to shine, to show what I went through, and to be able to help them, prevent them from going through what she went through, man. And that's a beautiful thing, though, man. I mean, her and Savannah have been going on some solid points. Savannah says she has a brother that's locked up in the penitentiary because of, mental health issues and stuff. And, a lot of his life is going to be behind those bars because of what he was going through. But again, couldn't get help until he actually committed a crime. And then after you commit a crime, now you're in the system. So again, it's a catch-22, man, So I just said, though, man, is that there's so much going on out here, man, that we really don't know. And we get caught up in our bubble and paying our bills and living our life and going through our struggle. But there's some people out here that's really going through some things, man. So we have to sometimes get outside of ourselves and just really see people. Again, just see people for who they are. And again, family, help your people, support your people. Now, I'm not saying enable. There's a difference between somebody being mentally unhealthy and just not trying. You know the difference. You should know the difference. Because especially if that's your child, especially if that's your cousin or your brother, whatever, you see what I'm saying, or your sister or whatever, if that's someone that's close to you, you should know those things, right? You should kind of know those things. So again, as Savannah say, awareness. Excuse me. We have to be aware of where a person is and not being so caught up, as we talk about in our day-to-day, that we don't see anything else but what we're doing.
Right.
Mr. Brandon, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I want to say this, and I'm gonna hit on a couple points, but in the closing, man, this been a deep topic. But I want to say, because you mentioned about the prison system, and I was a victim of that in the sense. Not that I ain't do nothing wrong, but the type of time they gave me. And again, I was dealing with some stuff. It really is. I had some of those symptoms of mental illness, but they threw away the key on me. And I ended up doing all that time. That's kind of why I'm writing this book, too, and telling the story, because I was only a teenager. You know what I mean? And they threw me to the wolves, basically. So, and then that's a more traumatic experience, with my family, with my, had a girl impregnated. So this stuff is real deep, bro. And now, like I say, all praises to God that I came out like I came out, bro, because everybody don't make it out like that. You know what I mean? But that was through prayer and Almighty God. But I want to say, for the solutions, a couple of solutions to the mental illness, when you know what's bothering you, something that's bothering you, and you see somebody's pattern change, you see stuff breaking somebody down, whether it's you or whether it's a person that you know of, like they don't normally lash out on social media or doing other things, man, talk to them and try to get them some help. And so everybody can't afford going to therapy, and they might not want to. But you could be that friend and give them some therapy.
Right.
Being a good listener, just being now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I say. Seek help and educate yourself about this. See if you got the symptoms. And if you do, then try to, work on stuff that will bring you up out of that. And like I say, one of the main tools I believe in is prayer. Because I don't believe certain things people can help you on. You know what I mean? They can help you on it so much. I believe that God can, no matter what your religion is, if you pray earnestly to God, He always listens to you. He ain't going to talk behind your back. You know what I mean? So you got a direct line to Him. So I believe that's one of the main tools, that I use for educate yourself about what's going on with you and get some help, see some counseling. So that's some of my solutions to the problem.
I think
definitely don't make fun of nobody who's going through it, man. Definitely
no doubt.
Don't do that.
Exactly, man. And also, too, man, I would say, man, you're right, man. You can't, because you got to be sensitive what someone else is going through, man. Just because, you wouldn't do it or you wouldn't act that way, even like in relationships, right? Child, that couldn't be me.
Right.
All this. Well, you know what? Right. You don't feel about that person the way that other person feels. So it's easy for you to say, forget that joker, kick rocks, move around. But if your feelings are not there like that other individual, you got to be respectful of that person's relationship and how they feel, even though they may be getting beat upside the head. Again, if they still they want to stay there, they have to get tired of that situation. You just be that friend for them, and if they need a bed to sleep in, you give them that bed to sleep in, right? You just be that
Stockholm syndrome, like you said too, Shelton.
Stockholm syndrome, man. He had a long day, whatever. Man, I would say too, though, man, a couple of things, man. One, get you a why. There's nothing like purpose that would change your mind. There's nothing like purpose that would keep you focused. There was nothing like a goal and a plan, man, that would keep you going. Because now you have something to reach for. A lot of time, depression, aggravation, anxiety sets in because they feel like they have no hope. They don't have anything to look forward to. And no one cares about them. No one cares if they live or they die. They have no goals, no passions, no dream, no anything. So therefore, man, get you a why. Get you a why, and then go forth and be the best you can be every single day, man. Recognize if you have an issue. If you can do something about it professionally, then fine. But if you can't, as you say, pray or get you some intestinal fortitude or get around some people that's going to give you some good godly counseling, that's going to talk to you without judging you, that's going to listen to you and understand what you're saying without going and interjecting their own points. But I think a lot of it starts when you have a purpose and a plan. Guess what? Depression has no room. Anxiety has no room because you busy being busy about your goals and your plan. So by the time you won't think about some old stinking stuff that's going to mess with you, you tired. You ready to lay down because you've been focused all day on helping other. So the best way to help yourself, help someone else. Help someone else, right? So that's just a few of my points, though, man. Help someone else, get you a why, and then help someone else, and then you get outside yourself, and then guess what? You won't just be so bottled up in what your world is, because again, it's your own paradigm. You see life from the lenses of your own eyes, right? Let's say perception is reality. If you think they're all against you, they're all against you. If you think they don't care, they don't care. If you think nobody loves you, no one loves you. So it's all about your perspective. So we have to change our perspective and change our paradigm, and then we definitely will change our results. But it all starts with love. It all starts with community, man. It all starts with an understanding and empathy that I don't understand fully what you're going through, but I'm here for you to try to support you as best I can with what I can, with what I have. And I think if we have more of that, we'll knock those suicide numbers down. We'll knock those depression numbers down because people, they realize that it's someone I can truly talk to. There's someone I can truly talk to. And I think that's pretty much, I think that's the thing. I had a couple of listeners, man. They gave some more points on here, man. Christy Bishop said her points were ditch the mental health stigma, find a provider, someone that you trust, know the difference between physical and emotional symptoms, and break the silence. Savannah Eldridge, stewardship is therapeutic. Exactly. So go give, man. Just go give of yourself, man. It makes you feel good. Don't it make you feel good when you do something for somebody? I feel good now. I feel like this show did something for somebody. I feel like we're doing something for somebody every single day, man. I feel like your motivation of speaking is doing something. I feel like your motivation is doing something, Vincent. I feel like my motivation of speaking, is doing something. I feel because we have purpose, not because everything has been perfect in our life, but we serve a perfect creator that said, I created you and I made you a masterpiece. We just start telling people how great they are. Start building them up instead of tearing down, because there was a project that they did a long time ago at this church I went to in Dallas, man. They had a gingerbread man, right? They had like a paper gingerbread man figure. And he said, okay. He said, everybody you see on your desk, you have a gingerbread man figure, right? He said, okay, now tear it up in as many pieces as you can. So everybody got the ripping it up and ripping it up. And then he said, okay, now put it back together again. Everybody's like, what? Put it back together. You can't. And even when you try to put it together, it never will look the same. So when you tear someone down, they'll never look the same. They'll never be the same. So we got to be focused on building it up, building people up, man. And again, it is okay to be okay, but it's okay to not be okay until you are okay.
That's right.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it, man? Right. I mean, this is a beautiful thing, though, man. Again, man, we can do another 2 hours on this stuff, man. But we know we're gonna be mindful of each other's time, and we thank everybody for listening, man. So, Val.